Many people have said that Kenya is the next Singapore of Africa. Yes, Kenya is situated in a place whereby it can become the greatest economic capital of East, Central, and even the entire African continent. And remember, in 2023, according to the International Corruption Perception Index, Kenya was ranked number 123 out of 180. And in the Index of Economic Freedom, Kenya was ranked number 135 out of 176. Statistics show that Kenya's economy is the fastest growing economy. It was ranked third after Nigeria and South Africa's economy. We know South Africa is one of the greatest economy across the entire continent, and so is for Nigeria. And these two are growing so quickly because based on certain factors. Their entertainment industry is really growing big. Their political leadership is stable, among other things. There are so many investors in this nation. And there is this time leaders from Singapore and Malaysia came to benchmark in Kenya, and you can see the rate at which Singapore has grown to get to where it is now. Why is it that people say Kenya can become the next Singapore of Africa? What is it that Kenya has in relation to other nations in East Africa that put it aside to be one of those countries that can become the next Singapore of Africa? Tanzania's economy is growing really fast since the reign of John Pombe Magufuli the late, and many are predicting that the economy of Tanzania will pass the Kenya's economy, which can or cannot happen. It depends without the both leaders of these nations work out their economic landscapes. And for Tanzania, it has grown its economy because we could see they launched the Tanzania Airlines. Though just a few days ago, I came across a news that they have it's not allowed to fly again due to some certain issues. Also at the same time, it has one of the most modern trains in East Africa. Its economy is stable. They have no much of demonstrations from citizens. Like, the country is peaceful, and when the country is peaceful, it means that the economy of that nation will grow. And also second, the Tanzania's economy can be catapulted to growth because of its entertainment industry. They have the best musicians, and also they do best films. It's only in Kenya that we have started growing our film industry with the likes of Akina Rashid Abdallah and Lulu Hassan generating a lot of content. But you could see it's also in conjunction with the Tanzania counterpart, because Rashid Abdallah and Lulu Hassan also shoot films in Tanzania. Now, both these countries are fighting to become the economic giants of East and Central Africa, but Kenya stands a higher chance of getting this spot. Now, I'm going to share with you today the challenges that Kenya is having and these challenges, how they are making the Tanzania economy quickly surpass the Kenyan economy. And then after that, I'll share with you some potentials that Kenya has against over Tanzania that can make the Kenyan economy grow so faster than the Tanzania's economy. My name is Movali Derrick, and this is the Political Spotlight. If you literally subscribe to what I do, if you really like political analysis and what I do, because that's what literally I do, kindly don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave me a comment in the comment section. Can the Tanzanian economy surpass Kenya's economy as people predict? Now, without much ado, let's dive into this conversation. First of all, let's begin with the challenges. The first challenges in Kenya is a poor leadership. We are faced with poor leadership in this nation, and this is evident with our current government. It's bringing policies that don't seem to work. Our leaders are full of fake promises. They tell us promises that they don't fulfill. Although some leaders are good leaders, they try to deliver to their people. When the top is evil, no matter how hard the lower part struggles, it will not impact the entire nation. The only person to change the entire nation is the president, right? Because he has a lot of power on him, and he has a lot of ideas and resources to pull to grow the economy. But the fact that we are faced with poor leadership since 1963, it was only in the reign of Kibaki that he tried to make the nation good, but after that, tumeharibu nchi na madeni nyingi and all that stuff. With low investment, it reached a point for us, the maandamano stuff, demonstration chases investors away, and this has placed this country in a state whereby we cannot get more investors in this country, and also the poor leadership has made it hard for the economy to grow. The second challenge we are facing is the challenge of corruption. Someone gets into office and all that he thinks or she thinks is to steal from the nation. You are being paid a salary of 700,000, but you still want to steal the 1.5 million budget for your citizens. How are Kenyans going to develop when our leaders up there are corrupt? Whatever should be circulating to the common mwananchi is not circulating till it gets to the common mwananchi. To me, these are the two biggest challenges that this country is facing, which when they are well addressed, even in the coming election of 2027, if we elect good leaders to improve our leadership structure in this country, then this country can grow and we had left Tanzania with a very huge margin when it came to economic growth. It only caught up with us when John Pombe Magufuli took over government, but we can still get back our country to the glory that it was. And here are some of the ways that I see Kenya has a higher potential when it comes to growing its economy. The first and foremost is the coastlines to this country are the main gateway to East and Central Africa, also the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. You see, we are not a landlocked country, and we have the largest coastline. Those who did social studies and geography and history in high school and primary level know this, that we have the largest coastline. Huge ships dock in Kenya. A lot of countries get their products through Kenya. This is one of the way we can grow our economy, whereby through revenue collected when these countries pick their items via our coastlines and via our airport. That is a source of revenue for this country to grow the economy. And we realize that when the economy is stable, investors will come in to invest either in the ports or to invest even in the airlines. We can have great and perfect airlines, have perfect airports, like the Malindi Airport can be renovated, Kisumu International Airport can be renovated, and have so many planes landing in Kenya and then dispersing from Kenya to other nations in East and Central Africa, because we are the main gateway to East and Central Africa. The second thing that gives Kenya a higher potential than Tanzania in growth of economy is the presence of human resource. Like Kenya kuna graduates wengi sana, wase wenye wamesoma ni wengi. That's why right now the president is facing a hard time to try and rule this country the way Moi did. Niju sahi, so many people have education, people are learned, they have information, they have knowledge, and then we have a high number of people, like the population is so high, so you'll find that there is enough human resource from the engineering sector to the health sector to the education sector to all those sectors, even to sports sector. If you want to know the sports sector has a lot of human resource, go to Western Kenya and watch the Clovis Malala Cup, and you'll see how we have enough resources even when it comes to sports and entertainment. Also when it comes to the music industry, the gengeton or urban music genre has really grown fast in this country, and it is something that if Kenyans embrace it with all their hands, it will be something that can grow the music industry of this nation. Compared to Tanzania, our human resource, they are really active, creative, and all that. That is the second potential that we have in comparison to Tanzania. The other thing is that we are really welcoming to investors and businessmen. We had the Adani trying to take over JKIM, though it was faced with a lot of transparency issues, but I'm very sure if Adani was or if Adani's deal was to be clear to Kenyans, Kenyans will have accepted the idea of Adani trying to run the airport. But the fact that Adani was faced with a lot of shadowy dealings, it made Kenyans chase them away. But you could see in Kenya, we have so many Indians doing business, we have so many Europeans doing business. Here in Coast Region, hoteli nyingi ni za wazungu, like they have come and invested in this country. Kenya is a country full of investors, and the fact that this country is welcoming to investors, you could see even the president saying the other time that he's going to sign 500 million for Grammy to be hosted in Kenya. It can happen, right? We have been suggested to host, is it AFCON or CAF? That is an investment opportunity. So if anything is to come into East Africa, the first consideration is Kenya, since Kenya is welcoming to investors. That's the third potential we have in comparison to Tanzania. The fourth is the high level of creativity. Kenya content creators ni wengi sana, and if you could check the way these people bring out the content, it is so creative. This tells you one thing, that the creativity part of Kenya has made social media become highly used in Kenya. It's Kenya that leads in watching Tanzania songs. It's Kenya that leads in content creation. Like they say, most of Kenyans spend their time online. Most Kenyans right now doing their businesses online. They're creating content to market their business. They're creating content to make money. And this tells you that the high level of content creation and creativity in this country. If you see the president saying that he wants to tax content creators because of creativity, it means that place has money. And this is helping the economy grow. Because if the government forms policies that supports content creators in these countries to provide content for themselves, then one thing for sure is that this country's economic landscape will grow very largely. The fourth and the last thing is our language policy. You know, in Tanzania kidogo kuongea English is a challenge. Most of them speak Swahili, and they speak not Kiswahili sanifu, but I think it's Kiswahili mufti. But when you come to Kenya, most people speak English. And then we have a good number of people speak French, German, and all other kinds of languages. And this is welcoming to visitors because it's easy for someone from US, from England, from any other nation, from South Africa, from Nigeria, from Sierra Leone to communicate with a person from Kenya, because we fluently speak English and communicate in English. Remember, language is a key factor when it comes to development of an economy. Where people can talk and understand each other, where people can communicate easily ideas, that place can grow easily and quickly when it comes to matters to do with economy. And then lastly is our Kenyan currency. The Kenyan currency is the dollar of Africa. If you compare our 1 million to Tanzania, you will get it so nearly billions of money, and that means the currency value is very low, but our currency value is very high. The currency value of Kenya gives Kenya the largest spot to grow its economy from zero to a percentage that it will be really hard for countries like Tanzania to catch up with us. Yes, Tanzania have a political stability which they really enjoy, something that was implanted in that country by Mwalimu Julius Nyerere the late, something that also was embraced very well with the late Professor John Pombe Magufuli. That political stability is what is making that country grow so quickly in comparison to Kenya. But the moment Kenya will address the issue with poor leadership and then address the issue with corruption, for sure this economy will grow. What do you think about the economic growth of Kenya in comparison to Tanzania? Leave me your views in the comment section. My name is Movali Derek. See you in my next video.